So she walks into the bar.
What's up, everyone? It's Roger and Amy from DisKingdom.com with another episode of the DisKingdom podcast. And Amy trying to catch me out there. On this show, we are going to be talking about, well, no, great news. ABC pretty much cancelled a whole host of shows in the US, what's feedback over here, including the Muppets. No major surprise, I don't think, for that. Agent Carter got canned as well. Castle, Gavine, or how do you pronounce that one?
Gallivant.
Gallivant. Yeah, there we go. Gallivant. That sounds a bit more. And also, Marvel's Most Wanted looks like that's been sort of passed over as well.
Yep.
This is again, it's that kind of time of the year when everyone starts looking at their books. I mean, and they start making cuts on what's not working and what maybe isn't working, what's the viewers aren't watching, and is it worth doing? So there's a few different things coming in from this show that kind of makes sense. I think let's start off with I'm gonna be honest, I've never watched Gallivant and I've never watched Castle, so I can't really kind of comment on those. Do you watch them at all?
Gallivant, I saw a little bit of the first season. Actually, no, I did finish the first season. Yeah. It was good. It was really good. It was entertaining. The second season was okay. It feels like it was going some like nowhere, but it was okay. Castle, yeah. I mean, I watched a bunch of it. I mean, I even worked on the show a few times. So it's definitely a good show. And that one, I mean, it's been going for a while. So yeah, those being Castle being canceled was a little shock as well. So,
but wasn't the lead actress, didn't she announce that she was leaving the show anyway? So maybe that.
well, I mean, it kind of made sense for them. Yeah, I mean, the show was good enough to still continue. But because Disney is trying to recoup from all the major mistakes they've been making, it just made sense to cancel this as well because you're saving money on a huge production. So. Yeah,
I mean, it definitely kind of. I always feel this thing with TV companies and stuff when they drop shows, and it doesn't matter which one it is. I always feel like just do one or two episodes to finish the story. Give us an ending. Don't just do the cliffhanger. So many series they just drop. And I mean, I know it myself where sometimes TV series take a little bit longer to get here. Sometimes we get them within days. Sometimes it can take months. And there's nothing worse than we've got a brand new series starting, and you're going, okay, that looks good. And you Google it, and it goes, oh, it's been cancelled. And you go, well, I'm not even going to start watching it because it's taken so long to get cancelled. And it kind of, it's just annoying. I remember watching V a few years ago. I remember watching the original version, but it's like they cancelled it. It's like, we didn't end the story. You just leave us all hanging. I mean, it's like, at least with Lost or something like that, they decided to have an ending, and that made no sense. I do wish sometimes that they'd be like, right, there's going to be ending. You're doing a half a season, and you're going to finish off the story rather than just leave everyone hanging. There was other news as well. Was it Muppets? Not a big surprise.
Wait, before we went into Muppets, I want to add something to what you said. I hope that everybody starts making TV shows like Netflix does, where they film everything and then they release it to the public. You know what I mean? That's the way Netflix does. I think that's what studios should do. They should film everything maybe a season ahead of time and then release it in episodes. So at least they finished the season. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, I just wanted to add that to what you said. Yeah. So Muppets. Yeah. You said no surprise. You know what? Look, Muppets started okay. It started going nowhere. The guy who was doing it kind of was giving the Muppets different personalities that they usually are known for. Then they put somebody else in charge, and they started doing great episodes. In fact, it was already said that Muppets was returning again, but I feel like it's one of those, oh, never mind. Kind of the same thing they did with Disney Infinity, like, oh yeah, we back at 100% in March, and now it's gone. So I think it's the same thing with Muppets. They're like, hey, some people like it, there's a following, I think we can make it work. But then no, now they're done. So it's gone.
I do wonder what they're going to do with the Muppets in the long run. Now they kind of, they've tried relaunching it. They tried relaunching a different style of show. It didn't really work. Now are they going to leave them for 5 years, or are they going to try rebranding them? Because this is the second time they rebooted it.
I feel that I was gonna say I feel that Muppets is something that they've tried so hard to relaunch and to get popular again. And it's been tough. Because you said,
Mm.
yeah, they've tried them a couple of times. They rebooted and done all these things. But I'm kind of scared that we're getting to the point where they're going to end up probably getting rid of them. Like, Disney owned the Power Rangers at one point. They owned the Ninja Turtles at
Mm.
one point. They did all these different. I mean, I remember seeing Walt Disney World had parades with the Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers at the same time back in the day.
Funny. Mention. It's funny you mentioned the Power Rangers thing because I was reading a list of articles of thing of like games at Disney Interactive. And I'm like, why is there a Power Ranger one in there?
Yeah,
It's like that makes
yeah.
sense.
So yeah,
it,
so it's like they got rid of them because they started getting old and not making, I mean, obviously
mm,
Ninja Turtles never got old. I just don't
mm.
understand what happened with that. But but as far as the Muppets go, I'm kind of afraid eventually that might become like, you know what, this is too much
It's just a
negative
nostalgia
income in our
thing.
portfolio. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think they're always going to keep hold of the Muppets. I don't think that's going to be going anywhere. It's got a place in someone's. It's got a place in the nation or the world's hearts, and I think those characters are still worth money to them. But I
I
just
think
feel
it's
the
the older
way
generations though.
yeah, they're not generating. They're not making it with the new generation. I do
Yeah.
think they're struggling to kind of connect it with the new generation. But maybe it's just you just put these characters on hold. You use them at the parks. You maybe they're in like there's a crumpet advert over here with them in, and they're really funny in it. It's like
Oh, crumpets are good.
maybe they should maybe do just a short YouTube show, maybe do a Netflix series of maybe take it back to what it is and turn it back into a kids show rather than because I think the trouble with the Muppet Show was they tried to aim it at the adults that used to watch it as a kid rather than at the kids now. And
That's true.
do the
You're
Muppet
talking about
Babies, do a
making it like
cartoon of it or
yeah,
something.
yeah, exactly. Sorry, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Good job. You got it.
I mean, I remember the Muppet Babies was massive. I think, to be honest, the Muppet Babies was probably what grew up on
Me
more
too.
than I remember watching the show on a Saturday night kind of thing. But the Muppet Babies kind of was the big thing that kind of got you into it. The movies. The
Muppet
movies. I was never a big
Babies.
fan of them.
I remember the theme song,
But
dude.
that's
It
because
was,
you
it
were
was
binging on Netflix and stuff.
no, Muppet Babies is not on Netflix, is it?
I don't know.
No, dude, I
I must
remember the
admit,
theme song. I
yeah,
remember
I
it.
must admit, you saying about like it's like I was on about episode 10 or 11 of Daredevil last night. I'm not a big fan of binge watching because I get bored of them watching. I don't mind an episode or two, but I don't. I like the kind of the stretch out of a week of an episode a week because otherwise I get too much. Back. I don't know. Everyone's on the different page. No one's talking about this episode or anything like that.
You know what? I don't know why. Maybe for me, it's just Daredevil because I'm feeling that exact way you are with Daredevil. Like I can only watch 2 or 3 episodes, and I need to bask in it for a little bit. I need to
Mm,
wait, let it marinate before I start again. I mean, I can binge watch other shows because they leave you with cliffhangers and stuff like that. But this one is like it's kind of like rich and intense, the story. But yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. But anyways, off on a
yeah.
tangent here. Muppets. It's funny that you said that there's a crumpets ad in the UK because they continue passing a Lipton tea ad
Oh
out
God,
here.
not that awful
But
stuff.
it keeps going though. That commercial has been going, I think, for at least a year now with Kermit and everybody.
Like
Like
what? You
it's
guys have
interesting.
got adverts for Lipton tea, really?
Yeah, yeah, we do.
Do
It's
you know
crazy.
what? The Brits don't drink it because it's
Oh,
like
well, yeah,
dishwater.
dude. I was gonna say, I was gonna say your tea out there is at a different caliber than our tea out here.
It's
Like
just
it's
like
my
we go on holiday and we see Lipton and we're like, oh, go
see,
to Spain or something, and you're like, oh man, look this rubbish.
well, there's a reason why if you really want good tea out here, you have to spend like $45 to $65 to get some good tea. Like my girlfriend likes the whole Downton Abbey scene and everything, and so I have to take her out to go see, have some of
I
the
can just send you a
real
box of
tea.
send you a
Oh,
box of Twinings or PG Tips if you're really that
deal, deal.
bad.
But anyways, whatever.
Anyway, we're gonna get onto
Muppets, man.
The Marvel side of
Oh,
things.
Agent Carter.
Yeah. So Agent Carter has been cancelled. Now I'm gonna put my hand up here. Right, I watched the first half of season 1, and then it went on a mid-season break in the UK because it took a few months for it to come out of here. I've still got them stacked up on my Sky Plus. I also then recorded the whole of season 2, and haven't got around. I just keep going. I was waiting. I never really kind of got it. I mean, spoiler kind of thing of we know she's going to be around a while because she's been in some other movies, so we know that she's going to be you know
Spoiler. Sorry.
yeah. I don't know. Is that really a spoiler? She dies. I mean,
Well,
she,
it's about time is really the answer you're looking for. Like, geez, do you have the super soldier serum that you've been staying alive for so long?
yeah. I
To
mean,
her
I think the
niece.
writing's been on the words for the Agent Carter for a while.
No, I just made a joke about Agent 13. I'm like, but her
Yeah.
niece. Oh yeah. No, yeah, it's unfortunate to see Agent Carter go because honestly, it was a popular show out here. Dominant woman doesn't have superpowers, but she's like tough agent woman. She kind of resembles the character she was with Rogers in the first Captain America movie. But but no, yeah, eventually we were surprised to get a season 2 anyway. So
I
I'm
think
surprised it's done.
I
Yeah.
think the trouble is, and I think this is the one
I'm not
thing that was like with Agent Shields, which kind of comes off that the spin-off show Most Wanted, which was going to be Mockingjay and the English guy, I can't remember his name, Hunter. Yeah, that was supposed to be a spin-off series that's been canned, which is kind of a little bit disappointing because they pretty much kind of wrote them out the series, and they were some good characters for the Agents of Shield series. So it's a kind of shame that they kind of got spun off to do something else. So I'm hoping they maybe get brought back into the show at least because I think they were good characters. But I'm that thing with Agents of Shield. Once they started bringing in humans, that was when the show started getting better for me. Was once they started introducing superpowers into a TV series about superheroes. I think that was always a big bug for me with Agent Carter was that he didn't have any, the odd little quip or reference to somebody's dad. When you've got like the Flash and Arrow and Supergirl and all this lot running around, having a superhero show without superheroes doesn't. I think the audiences need more than that nowadays.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I stopped watching it after season 2. I'm so behind.
What's that? And
Um,
Shield.
Agents of Shield, yeah, yeah. I'm
Actually, I'm
really
going to be honest. A series 3 when they brought in all the Inhuman stuff. There's a lot more, and this whole thing with alien planets, and you've got sort of Hive as well. I think the show's actually really improved in season 3 because of all the Inhumans, and there's like superpowers, and it's kind of obviously their other way of doing mutants and stuff. But bringing in an alien planet and all this kind of stuff, I think the show's got better, and now I'm actually done the opposite way. Now with me with Shield, the day after it or the morning after, so we watch it. We watch it the day after it's we record it. Whereas like Flash and Arrow, I'm just keying up on my TV series because of how many there are. But yeah, Shield is now my number one must-see TV show of the superhero TV shows because I'm loving all the Inhuman stuff.
interesting. Cool.
So that's cool. But yeah, I'm glad Shield is at least being. I do think Marvel need to have. I think having a one TV series like that does work. I think Marvel is that successful. But I think when you compare what they're doing with Netflix, with their shows, I think they're a lot stronger. They're a lot better show. We got like, the Defenders and Luke Cage and Nick Fury or not Nick Fury, Iron Fist and stuff.
I was gonna say, do you know if Once Upon a Time has a huge following? Because I'm surprised that's still out.
Yeah, my wife loves it. It still seems to be going. I think as well as I think it's hitting a core audience, and I think it's a different audience for maybe like the Marvel and Castle and the rest. I think it's a different audience that they like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get why it's so popular because even my girlfriend, she loves the show, but she hates it at the same time because like certain seasons, it's like, I dislike what they're doing. But I must keep watching. It's like for some reason they're good at still retaining people, even though you piss them off sometimes. So it's like it's interesting. But for me, I guess it doesn't appeal to us guys because that show should have been gone a long
See, my
time ago.
wife, she started binge watching it on Netflix. And now, of course, now she's having to wait between weeks. Now she got so, and she never binge watched. Never binge watched.
There's
But
always
Once
a
Upon a
show.
Time was the show that actually she plowed through 5 seasons in like 3 months. And this is she would normally only watch 1 episode a week of one show. She's very, and this is my, I think this was maybe my issue with all the superhero stuff was because of the ways that it was, I was burning her out. So it's like every other night I'm having, this is the thing, every other night a superhero show, but there's more than one episode. I've got like Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and Agent Carter all stacked up for the summer, literally, because it has just been so much on, and I know if I burn her out, there's just been too much. But yeah, once upon a time, she's most definitely happy that didn't get cancer, because she would be really upset if it was.
Yeah, well, there you have it. That's a lot of canceled shows.
Yeah, it's I do think like I was thinking like if like Agent 13 would have been a good TV series, because she did Revenge and she was really good. And see, I must admit, after seeing her in Revenge, and also I think she was in Brothers and Sisters for a few years as well, so you're kind of used to seeing her on TV rather than just in the movies and stuff. But there again, she'd be quite a good, I always thought she'd be a good addition to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because that would be kind of bring some of the movie into. I was walking through the store yesterday and saw some yogurt, and it had like Agent 13 on it. And like obviously they're pushing her as like one of the going, you're barely in the movie.
I was gonna say she was the Captain Phasma of Civil War, so they hyped her up so much, and then she was barely in it. So
I mean, she had one action scene where she hit like 2 moves, and that was it. So it was a bit kind of like, right, okay.
She had 2 action scenes where she did the hitting, and then she had the lip action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting with all these kind of closures and stuff. But we'd love to know your thoughts on all of these closures. What show are you going to miss? Are you going to miss any of these? What do you guys think? Anyway, guys, remember check out Patreon at Ethan at magicbandcollectors.com. And Abe's going to jump in here with something.
No, I'm done. Never mind. I was gonna say, let us know, Ethan, what you think about the cancellation of the shows, but you beat me to it again, so whatever.
As for usual, check out Infinity. So not Infinity. Check out at DisKingdom.com. Hit subscribe. Do the YouTube reviews. Just a quick note, just to add on the end of this, just for people that are aware for listening to this version of the podcasts. If you're on the subscribe version, we're going to make a little bit of some changes to the video game stuff on this audio version and stuff. We're moving all of the video game stuff onto our Infinity and Beyond podcast, because of all the things that's been going on with Infinity. So if you are listening to this, I just want to give a little note to people that are listening. If you're listening for the video game stuff, you're going to want to check out our Infinity and Beyond podcast, because we're going to be moving all of the video game stuff all into one weekly video game podcast from now on. So just a quick note on that one. Well, anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you guys in another video. Laters.